You think your neighborhood watch is annoying? Try having your dream cabin legally erased overnight by a pearl-clutching HOA queen who decided your property was an eyesore, even though it sat 50 feet outside her little kingdom. What Karen Whitaker didn't realize was that after 25 years hunting fraudsters for the state, I still had the receipts and I was about to hand them back to her gift-wrapped in handcuffs. The Sierra Nevada foothills outside Sacramento had always called to me. After retiring from the fraud division, I wanted nothing more than pine-scented silence and a beat-up A-frame I bought cash from an old rancher whose family had owned that exact dirt since the gold rush. Pinehaven Estates sat right next door, all manicured lawns and identical beige houses, but my 5 acres were zoned rural, no covenants, no HOA, zero obligations. The deed said so in black and white. I figured the worst I'd face was the occasional golf cart full of nosy retirees. First Saturday I pulled up with coffee and tool belts. A white SUV with Pinehaven security decals blocked my gate before I even killed the engine. Out stepped a guy in tactical khakis who looked like he'd watched too many cop shows. "Sir, residence guests need a visitor pass." I smiled the way you smile at someone about to step on a rake. "Good morning to you too. I'm not a guest. I own the land on the other side of that fence. Parcel R, 4721. He asked for paperwork like I'd just confessed to jaywalking. I handed him the deed. He scanned it, frowned, then muttered into his radio, "We've got another one on the ridge." I could already hear the eye roll through the speaker. By Monday a crisp white envelope was taped to my truck. No stamp, just Karen Whitaker's looping signature and the words, "Unauthorized visual encroachment subject to community review per section 4.2. I laughed so hard my neighbor's dog started barking. Section 4.2 applied to Pinehaven members. I wasn't one. But Karen apparently believed her clipboard gave her superpowers. 3 weekends later I coasted up the gravel road at golden hour, expecting to finish the porch railing. Instead I found a smoking crater where my cabin used to stand. Foundation ripped out, tool shed reduced to toothpicks, and a shiny yellow bulldozer still ticking as it cooled. A brand new metal sign gleamed in the dirt, "Unauthorized structure removed, Pinehaven enforcement." My blood turned to ice, then straight to rocket fuel. A foreman in a hard hat shrugged when I asked who ordered it. HOA president signed the work order. Said it was on an easement. "We just follow instructions, man." I started filming on my phone before he finished the sentence. "Show me the order." He did. There it was, Karen Whitaker's name in bold, a doctored plat map that conveniently slid my parcel inside Pinehaven's green belt. Forgery so sloppy a kid with crayons could have spotted it. I kept the camera rolling while I calmly told the crew, "You've got 5 minutes to leave private property, or every one of you gets named in the trespass complaint I'm filing before dinner." They scattered like roaches when the lights flip on. I sat on the hood of my truck in the middle of the wreckage, heart hammering, and replayed the porch camera I'd hidden under the eaves the month before. Crystal clear, Karen herself in designer sunglasses, arms crossed, telling the operator, "Just make it gone before anyone notices. The new buyers close in 60 days. That night I didn't sleep. I cataloged tire tracks, photographed the fake map, pulled county GIS records that proved my boundaries hadn't moved an inch since 1897. Then I started digging on Karen. Turns out Pinehaven had quietly bought up 3 problem border lots in the last 2 years, rezoned them through backroom favors, and flipped them to a developer buddy for fat commissions. My cabin was next on the menu. I paid her office a visit Monday morning wearing jeans and my friendliest smile. Karen greeted me like we were at a garden club. "Mr. Brooks, so sorry about the misunderstanding. Our enforcement team acts in the best interest of property values." I slid the real plat map and the porch video across her pristine desk. "Here's what I find interesting, Karen. Your bylaws say any enforcement action requires a 2/3 board vote and county verification. You had neither. You also can't touch land outside your recorded boundaries. That's not a bylaw, that's actual state law." Her Botox smile twitched. "We operate on community consensus." I leaned in. "Consensus doesn't cover felony vandalism. Smile for the camera, I'm live streaming to my lawyer right now." She actually glanced at the ceiling like she expected drones. The next 2 weeks I played the game she loved. I filed 3 separate violation complaints against the HOA itself. Their entrance sign was 6 inches too tall, their president's personal golf cart had non-approved chrome wheels, and the community pool fence was missing the required no diving plaque. Every email I copied the entire board and the county recorder. Karen's replies got shorter, her tone frostier. Meanwhile, I quietly collected affidavits from 2 other border owners she'd bullied into selling cheap. One was a widow who cried on my porch telling me Karen had threatened daily fines until she signed. By the quarterly all members meeting, the tension in Pine Haven could have powered the grid. I wasn't a member, but I walked in anyway, thumb drive in pocket, 2 sheriff's deputies I'd worked with for years trailing behind like it was casual. Karen was mid-speech at the podium, voice syrupy. Despite some online misinformation, every decision this board makes protects your investment and our beautiful way of life. I raised my hand from the back row. Question from the peanut gallery. The room went dead silent. When exactly did protecting the community start including forging documents and bulldozing homes that aren't even yours? I plugged the thumb drive into the projector before security could reach me. The screen lit up with Karen's own voice ordering the demo. Then the doctored map side by side with the real county record. Then the emails where she bragged to her developer friend, "Once we clear the ridge, lots will all retire early." Gasps turned to shouts. Someone yelled, "You billed us for that bulldozer." Karen's face went the color of spoiled milk. She tried the classic Karen maneuver, pointing at me and screeching, "This man is trespassing." But the deputies were already walking up the aisle with warrants. Karen Whitaker, the lead deputy, announced loud enough for the live stream I'd started on my phone, "You're under arrest for felony vandalism, forgery, conspiracy to defraud, and abuse of process." The cuffs clicked while half the room filmed on their own phones. Her perfect bob came undone as she sputtered, "This is harassment. I was enforcing the rules." I couldn't resist the closer. Funny thing about rules, Karen. They apply to everybody, even the woman who wrote them in glitter pen. 6 months later, my new cabin stood twice as solid, double the porch, solar panels, and a hand-carved sign that read "Private property. No HOA jurisdiction. Violators will be photographed and mocked online." The county recorder stamped my parcel permanently exempt, with a footnote basically calling Karen's map work creative fiction. Pine Haven's board dissolved in a flurry of lawsuits and finger-pointing. Karen took a plea, 2 years, restitution, and a lifetime ban from ever serving on another HOA. Last I heard, she was selling essential oils on Facebook and ranting about deep state property clerks. I sit on that new porch most evenings now, watching the pines turn gold, and I wonder how many quiet neighbors out there are still signing waivers just to make the monthly fine letters stop. The real crime wasn't the bulldozer. It was the arrogant little throne Karen built out of other people's fear and calling it community standards. True or false? Karen was simply protecting neighborhood property values, or did she finally get the exact karma she spent years dishing out to everyone else? Drop your verdict in the comments, and tell me about your own HOA horror story. Because the next time one of these clipboard tyrants decides your life is an eyesore, remember, some of us bite back.